about 10 batches a day.
See how it's like nice and airy though? Like if you do like a, like, oh, that's not healthy. Oh man, homemade marshmallows, sweet. Oh hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Jono and Ellie's Magical Kitchen. Well, as you can see, we're still not in our own magical kitchen, but we are in the magical auxiliary kitchen out on Cape Cod. So we're just hanging out and, you know, we had a craving for home. So we've decided to make sponge candy, which is a buffalo treat. It's chocolate and sugar and delicious. So basically chocolate, awesome. Let's get going. This recipe is actually, might not be the easiest recipe we've ever done, although the ingredients are pretty simple. Really, it's very similar to marshmallows, a lot of the same ingredients like sugar, corn syrup, baking soda, and gelatin, which actually are all the same ingredients that we use for the marshmallows. We're just gonna process it a little bit differently. So gelatin is kind of like a stabilizer, so we're gonna use that to give the sponge a nice airy texture. So this recipe calls for a 1/4 of a teaspoon, so not very much. And we'll put it, kind of level it out, try to get the recipe as close to being right as possible. Now this is the first time.
That's the point of a recipe.
You're cooking with Jono right now. I'd never follow a recipe. Tablespoon of water. We're gonna put a tablespoon of water and get the gelatin going. So we're just gonna quickly whisk that together and just kind of incorporate the water and gelatin. And we're gonna set that aside for the rest of our recipe until we're ready to add it. This recipe will expand in the pan when you add the baking soda, so I wanna make sure we have enough room. I hope this is gonna work. I should work. Yeah. So 1/2 cup of water. Get that going first. And then a 1/2 cup of light corn syrup. Syrup, not syrup.
This argument will never be settled.
All right. 1/2 cup of liquid gold. All right, we're gonna put that in the pot as well. And if I know how to use their stove, turn on.
Hold it.
Okay, I'm gonna get a spatula to scoop the rest of it out. All right, now we're gonna add the sugar. So 1.5 cups of sugar. Sugar's been added, the corn syrup's added, the water's added, so now we just bring it up to a boil. So, we'll do some video magic and we'll get it to a boil. Very cool thing about this magical auxiliary kitchen, so their stove doesn't use any flame and it's actually using magnets. It's called an induction stove or induction cooktop. So there's magnets that react to the metal in the pan to heat things up. So we were able to get it to boil in like 10 seconds, super fast. It boils a whole pot of water in minutes. Awesome. Go into steam. There you go. So. All right, so it's boiling, but we got to get it up to 310 degrees. So really, really hot, past boiling. So just be really careful if you make this recipe with the boiling hot sugar because it is hot. So, all right, we're at 220.
Yeah, view.
Once it gets up to 310 degrees Fahrenheit, we're gonna add our gelatin. So now if you see our gelatin, it's really rock hard solid. It's really cool. Once it's up to 310, we're gonna add the gelatin, whisk it all together. And so what the gelatin will do is it will help stabilize the entire mixture so that when we pour it out, it'll hold the air bubbles inside of it really nicely. So it'll give it a really nice soft texture when we go to eat it. And then the last thing we add will be a tablespoon of baking powder and baking soda. And that will help kind of fluff it up really nicely. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to pour out the mixture of the sugar, the gelatin, the baking soda into a already lined 9x9 baking tray. And I put the baking sheet under it just to catch any spillover in case I miss, so I don't ruin these nice countertops. So we're gonna take our gelatin now and we're gonna add it into the boiling hot mixture. And then we're gonna whisk it all together. And we gotta be careful because it will foam up a little bit when we do this. So just just gonna scrape that in there. Go plunk it. It should melt down pretty quickly into it. I'm just gonna make sure I get all of it because we need it all. All right. So that's in there, and then take our nice whisk and whoa, it does foam up. Whew, that is hot.
Keep whisking.
All right, keep
Whisk
whisking.
all in there.
So this is a step that can go interestingly.
Have the heat up.
All right, gonna turn the heat back on. All right, we're gonna add in our baking soda. Quick, you can already see it kind of expanding. Whisk it vigorously.
Vigorously.
30 seconds. 30 seconds. Go, go, go. And the whole idea is this is adding a lot of air into it, and that's gonna be what makes it really nice and fluffy. So you can already see it change color. It's getting harder to stir. And then we're gonna transfer it really quickly into our pan in another 20 seconds. So the moment of truth, guys.
Oh yeah, it's blobbing.
I can't do anything right now.
Okay, teamwork makes the dream work, guys. Just be careful because it is really hot.
It gets solid so fast.
It's really solid really quickly. This is like honeycomb, man. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm gonna put this down. All right, we'll deal with these. All right, so now we're just gonna let it naturally settle in the pan. We're not gonna do anything to it. It's just gonna kind of settle in, I think, hopefully. And we're just gonna let it sit for like 2 hours to 4 hours, probably a couple hours. And that'll let it harden up. All right, welcome back for the grand reveal. So we're gonna pull it out of the pan. And we're gonna cut it and see if any of the air bubbles stayed. So we noticed that it got a little flatter than we had hoped. So it's really hard. So we might have made rock candy. But we're gonna try to give it a chop, so. Oh my goodness. We're gonna try, but we're just gonna try to break it, I guess.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well, that worked.
All right, so you can kind of see little air bubbles in there.
Beautiful.
All right, so we were talking last night, and I think we figured out that I actually screwed up the recipe a little bit. So we're going to really quickly make it again because we were really looking forward to actual like sponge candy and not rock candy, although not really, it was quite good. It's not that hard. Delicious. We're gonna package this up and keep it. We won't throw it out. We're gonna eat it, but we're gonna start again. Take 2. Okay, so that was frantic, but we got it out of the pan. It fluffed up much nicer. I think we're gonna have a lot better success with this batch, hopefully. So we'll come back in like 3 hours or so once it's cooled down and it's not hot magma that's crazy. Get a close up in here. I think it looks really good. You can already see like the size difference in just the amount that we got in. Like the last time we poured it out, it was much smaller. So yeah, all right. Let's come back a few hours and cover it in chocolate. Oh wow. Welcome back. Alright, new batch. We time-lapsed it for you so you didn't have to watch the whole thing again. Same process, we just used the proper amount of baking powder this time. So
Baking soda.
baking soda this time. Thank you. this is what it looks like. It looks very much the same, except it feels lighter. Whew. Okay, it's actually probably not lighter, but it is still very hard.
Nice.
Wow. Oh, that is different. Look at
Wow.
that. Guys, it totally worked. Okay. So the reason why we just got really excited, so if you look at this, guys,
Hold it up.
so
Side
you can
by
see side by side, there's much bigger air bubbles in that one.
Wow.
Which makes it a lot easier to eat, and it's gonna give a much softer texture to the mouth. So let me kind of break up more of these, and then we're gonna dunk it in chocolate, because that's what we do. So, okay, I think we're on the right path, guys. This is our spoil, so very nice, fluffy, rock hard candy. All right, we're using dark chocolate, because we like it. You could probably use milk chocolate, white chocolate, any type of chocolate. Dark's probably good because it'll probably counter the just raw sugar of the sponge candy. So we're gonna do, you can use a double boiler, we're gonna use the microwave, just, you know, why not? So pour some in, probably not the whole thing in. Well, we're gonna reserve a few pieces for later. That's for me. It's made at many locations around Buffalo, including Watson's, Alethia's, Parkside, Fowler's. I think there's commonly a kind of debate among who's the best, but I don't know. We always go to Parkside because I feel like that's like our family's place. Sponge candy fact. Parkside Candy opened up in 1927, and Scotty used to go there as a kid and load up on, I assume, all their candy. Chocolate is melted. Sponge candy is ready to go, nice and edible bite-sized pieces. So now, nah, you roll it all around. Cook them, Jono. Let's. Oh, that's all over your countertop. All right. So what you want to do is use a fork and shake off the excess chocolate. There you go. Probably do more than one at a time. This might take a while. They've all been lovely coated. I did not do them all. Ellie helped a lot. But we're gonna let these sit now so that they can essentially firm up and become a little bit more solid, so that way when we try to eat them, it doesn't melt all over our hands. We bought a 10-ounce bag of chocolate. We probably needed a little bit more for this recipe, so if you're gonna do it, probably go in with like 20 ounces to start. So you can see we have a bunch left over, plus the batch from yesterday that we've been eating all day. But yeah, so for now, I think we'll call it, and then we'll come back and do an official taste test in a little bit when they're nice and firm. So, cool. Best part.
Okay.
Taste test. The chocolate is set. We redid it. Everything looks good. They look beautiful. Let's go.
Okay.
Which one do you want?
Well, it's time to decide if I should take one of the neat looking ones or one of the messier ones.
Take a neat one. Stank it and sink it.
Ooh, nice sound. Let's see. Wow.
It tastes like sponge candy.
It's pretty good.
I think we did it.
Beautiful.
Only took 2 days, like 3 cups of corn syrup, but it worked. All right. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of Jono and Ellie's Magical Kitchen and the Auxiliary Kitchen out on Cape Cod. This was a really cool and fun recipe. I'm glad we gave it another shot because it turned out better than expected, honestly. Delicious. So, all right. Well, everyone stay safe and try making some sponge candy. See ya.